Hi, I'm Felix and this is Josh.
Together we are Rift.
In 2012 we embarked on a 6-month retelling of The Tempest from a shop in Hoxton Street, which saw the shop transformed into a variety of photorealistic installations, including
Dive bars and supercomputers. Each month the audience would come back and find the whole space transformed and find themselves plunged right into the centre of the story. They crossed between the border between fact and fiction, and met characters and kind of had a 20-minute snapshot of a section of the story.
This was strung together with videos and parties and supper clubs and kind of ad hoc outreach to the local community.
Most ridiculous monster to make wonder of a poor drunk.
I'm Criffy, let me bring thee where the crabs grow. And I with my long nails will dig thee pink nuts, show thee a jay's nest, instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filler bears, and sometimes I'll get the young scamble from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
This then was picked up by HBO miniseries Doll and M, which we appeared. Our installation appeared in the last episode, and we were cast as errant drunken sailors, kind of causing major disruption, which isn't too dissimilar from our usual activities.
As you look to have my path trimming handsomely.
I will, sir, and seek good grace. Oh, what a thrice fool am I to take this drunkard for a god and worship this dull fool.
Go to, away.
Oh Bravely World also saw us win the £30,000 Sky Arts Futures Fund, which enabled us to make The Trial, based on Franz Kafka's paranoid and depressive novel of the same name. We reimagined it into 21st century Shoreditch, and audience members arrived at Shoreditch Town Hall in North London, East London, and were then consequently arrested and had to fight for their freedom when they faced execution at the Rose Littman building in Haggerston.
We were so inspired by the space at Shoreditch Town Hall that we thought we could do something interesting there, playing with some of the ideas that we've been exploring over the last couple of years. So in 2013 we produced a night there called The Wall, which was a journey back to Borduria, the fictional country in which A Brave New World had been set. We created an east and a west and a series of narratives that kind of played with the ideas of borders and crossing borders, and invited our audience to come and play in a world full of strange characters and
Cabaret bars, a giant wall, General Kirby Tash, some hunchbacks,
some revolutionaries, and kind of quite a lot of eating and drinking. In 2014 we embarked on our most ambitious project yet, an overnight retelling of Shakespeare's Macbeth in Balfron Tower. We were inspired by the brutalist architecture.
The aggressiveness of the building and the kind of, the overwhelming power that it has on that community, and how it looks a bit like a castle on the landscape, made us think that what better story to tell within 30 flats in the building than one which is about characters who can't sleep and characters who want to reserve other characters and social change and the futility of that sometimes. This production saw audience journey through the underground car parks to meet the witches, up into Balfron Tower, through flats which they were given. They banqueted with Macbeths and had a meal of borscht and various Eastern European inspired dishes.
Drunk in bars with the characters and saw the story kind of play out all around them in their flats, across the corridors and
In the building.
all around the building. And they awoke the next day to find the new king crowned, and kind of had a real sense that we wanted to play with the idea of them going to sleep in the middle of an immersive story, and how their dreams might kind of filter in or be affected by kind of madness and witches and wizardry, not wizardry, the madness that they had just witnessed.
Shakespeare in Shoreditch is an annual festival to celebrate Shakespeare's connection with the area of Shoreditch. When we were working on O Brave New World, we realised that Shakespeare himself had established 2 theatres about 100 metres away from where we were. We thought it was kind of a travesty that no one really knew anything about this, and we wanted to fly the flag for that connection and his most experimental and exciting period of his writing career. And we were just kind of awe-inspired by the fact that there was, he was there speaking the prologue from Henry V 400 years ago, and there we were 400 years later doing some mad things with his writing and it being still relevant. So we established this festival which sees us commission playwrights every April in honor, around the time of his birthday, and allow them to experiment with his work in a playful way through the prism of modern day Shoreditch. Last year we produced a festival with 10 other companies and with the Rose Lipton building as a hub, and it saw what the stories ranged from being in pie shops to community gardens, being about the New Era housing crisis or gang feuds, and it created a really diverse, exciting and dynamic environment for the work to take place.
This year we've commissioned 4 writers to take a slightly more in-depth but more abstract look at the work of Shakespeare as an inspiration. So we're taking the theme of storms and we are letting our 4 writers kind of run with Shoreditch and that, and we're really excited to be publishing that in April this year and to be putting the festival on again this October.
One of the other exciting things that we're doing this year, in 2015, is that we've been given this space, 5 Ashley Road in Tottenham, for the next 2 to 4 years before it's demolished to make way for grand plans of government. We're in the process of making it an exciting development space for artists and practitioners like us, and we want it to house
a lot of interesting creative conversations and to provide an environment that kind of supports people to make whatever they want to make, well, as long as it's interesting and exciting theatre. So we're going to have workshops with tools and prop making facilities. We've got a large main space that can be used for performance rehearsals or for the construction of sets. We've got office space upstairs which will provide desk space for people working on our project but also people working on other projects. And we've got this kitchen which we hope will be the kind of part of the building and centre of really interesting conversation.